Hello. We are
We're back.
live. We're back.
Yeah, I
Happy
know.
New Year, y'all. I mean, Gregorian New Year, right?
Yeah, regular calendar New Year.
Yes. And hello, Lynn. Happy Gregorian New Year to everyone indeed. You know, even though it's maybe not the true energetic New Year, it certainly has some energy behind it because of everyone believing in it. So there is some of that shift, right? And I think we've probably all felt a little bit of a shift in some way or another over the past moment. But how are y'all doing? Let us know in the chat.
Happy 2026.
2026. Yeah, it's kind of wild. I got a new card in the mail the other day, and it said it expired in 2031. And I was like, 2031? How are we here already? This is crazy. But that's how the linear time works. It just keeps flowing, right?
Except you and I, we have been in a time loop. Jake and I, we've had a little bit of time off for the holidays. Really am not sure what day it is. Well, we knew we were recording today.
So yeah, we've had to keep track a little bit because there's been a few things sprinkled in. I did a meditation event yesterday, which was really fun, IRL. Worked in some yoga and sound bowls and meditation. It was really fun. And then we got a show today. We got lunar reflections tomorrow. So little bit of responsibility sprinkled in, but also trying to enjoy the time.
We've been spending a lot of time behind the scenes dreaming and visioning for 2026 and different things that we want to be doing with the channel and with Jake's business and with my business. So I hope everyone has had a little bit of time for that reflection and looking forward. That comes through at this time of the season. We'll talk more about that tomorrow with lunar reflections, but like the astrology is here to look forward right now and plan for that. So
indeed. And hello, Jody. Welcome. Hope you're doing well.
Good morning, Jody.
Good morning. So today we keeping it pretty informal. It is the day after New Year's Day, and so you guys are probably a little slow with us too. And today we wanted to talk about our creations, which you may or may not have seen behind Corbin. You may or may not have seen me announce it, or may have seen stuff on the website. But for those of you who don't know and haven't seen, Corbin and I create resin art, as well as our services that we offer, both astrology and hypnotherapy. But the resin creations has been something that came out of very much just looking to express ourselves creatively, and we were inspired by other people who were creating resin art, and we wanted to give it a stab. And as we've worked with it over the last couple of years, we've turned into doing a little bit better at it than we started. I mean, it's one of those modalities that definitely takes a lot of practice because it's a very tedious and meticulous and unforgiving modality. I mean, you mess something up in it, and it's resin. It's set in literally like resin, not stone, but resin. But yeah, we have had a lot of fun with creating. And
well, just what you said there reminded me, we got into this hobby a few years ago, but it was kind of around last holiday season when we saw a bunch of our friends and family and had people over at our home, when the comments around our creations started to change too, where people were like, oh, wow, this looks good. And like things like, oh, I've never seen that before.
Like a little bit of surprise. Not like everything we made before was like horrible or anything, but I think we definitely reached a new level.
Because of course, every single one of like our friends and family members have, like a creation that we've made, but we've also really been able to see the growth of what we've been able to make too. So that's been wonderful.
Yeah. So before we get into more of like what it's about, we should probably show a few of them a little up close. For those who may not have seen, there are definitely some shorts if you scroll through my channel to find some of like the unveilings and stuff like that. But
so just high level, you can talk about the skulls. I'll start showing.
Yeah, absolutely. So we make a couple different shapes. The skulls are kind of our primary shape at the moment. We really love the shape of the skulls and how they turned out with the materials that we put in. And then we also have Orgonite pyramids that we make as well. And so we'll show those too. But with the skulls, we have kind of two different not modalities, materials that we use. There we go. We use either flowers or floral blooms, and then crystals as well. And the skulls really are, there's a lot of different ways you can use them, but my favorite way that I've thought about them is really in like ritual or in your altar or like in your special space, using these skulls to anchor in some of the energy of the materials in them. I always think about crystal skulls when we see that skull shape, right? And even the floral ones can have some of that energy of like that kind of personification of the materials. And none of this is like scientific. This is my intuitive take on these things. But all in all, the florals have been really fun, and we kind of stumbled upon it by accident because we ended up with a whole bunch of flowers after a work event that Corbin had. And
I was working a photo shoot for my corporate job, and the theme was like a flower market or a farmer's market, and there were a bunch of bouquets of flowers that someone was going to throw away in the end. And I was like, you guys, what? No. We're not going to throw away hundreds of dollars of flowers. We're going to make something beautiful out of that. So
yeah, so we spent a while drying them out and getting them prepared, and then we started experimenting, and they've turned into these. And so we have a variety of the different types of flowers in there. We won't go into every single kind. You can certainly look on the site to get a closer look at like what's in each of these skulls. This one that Corbin's showing, I believe, is indigo.
Yeah, wild indigo.
Wild indigo, which is really fun. And that's the part of the fun of the resin modality too, is the way the material looks inside of it is so different than it looks just kind of like out on its own, just plain. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Look at that bloodstone.
I
or dragon's blood.
love putting raw crystals in. It just look at that. Oh, it's gorgeous.
Beautiful. Because it's almost like, these things are submerged in water. It looks like you get the reflection of the light through the skull, and it like kind of refracts in there like it would through water, and it just ends up making it just look beautiful, especially the crystals. I really love the ways that the crystals look here in sometimes it's hard to get the lighter one probably to.
Well, it's also because there's the flashing.
Yeah, you can kind of see it, guys. This is a moonstone. And so you have that like iridescent flash underneath.
Yeah, that one's a little struggle, but that's okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Lynn. Absolutely. We love that you have some of them, and that they're in your space and spending time with you. To your question, moss agate.
That's a fun idea. I think she was talking about just moss.
Just moss. Yeah.
Or
that is a great idea.
I mean, we have moss agates somewhere if we dig around.
yeah, but regular moss, that is a great idea. I feel like that could be really fun in a lot of different ways. Great idea, Lynn. Great idea.
So now, as we're launching the portal, and the Pisces portal, as we're calling this, that'll be the hub through which all of our kind of spiritual cosmic creations, we'll do a variety of different things here. But one of the things that we wanted to offer now for the next 2 weeks, as we are just launching this to our online audience, is that we are offering free shipping on all of our orders on the site. And so you don't need a code for that. It's just on there already for you. So you can find that on the site, and we have that through the 19th. Jake, do you want to kind of show everything?
Yeah, absolutely. So you'll see we got the free shipping announcement here on the homepage. If you go up to the menu up here, you'll see the Pisces portals, and you can either go to Pisces portals home, or you can dive into a specific area there. But if you go to the home, it'll have some basic information about us and what we're doing here and what the intention is. And I definitely wanted to share a little bit about Pisces portals and kind of like our ideas behind that as well. But you can see in here, we've got things laid out by type, and you can see a handful of them here. Otherwise, if you go and you click on any one of these categories, right, if you shop crystal skulls, it'll pull up the full selection of what we've got. And say you liked that moonstone one, you can click into it, and you can see that we've got moonstone listed, so you know what it is. We've got some different photos of it, so you can see all of the different angles here. Some of the uses that this might have for you. As with anything, work with your intuition. Do what feels right to you and what you like. But a lot of people use these, in intention work, magical work, ritual. Could use it in meditation, right? Feng shui, and like setting up a space and really amplifying the energy there. If you add one to your cart and you go to checkout, it should have free shipping right there for you. So everything's all figured out, and you'll just go through your payment options there.
And yes, Lynn, it is just locally in the US. We do offer international shipping though, but oh my God, thank you if you order internationally.
Yes.
We'll send you a freebie or two.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Working.
One day we'll be able to move things throughout the entire world, and it won't cost an arm and a leg to do so. We'll all continue to work on manifesting those skills too.
Right. And thank you, Lynn. Didn't Corbin do a great job? Corbin is the mastermind behind most of the site and layout and all of that stuff. So
it's fun. Speaking of little goodies, like I said, we do have these tiny mini little babies that, oh my gosh, can we even get you? You're so little. But we have free little gifts that we'll be putting in the bags or the boxes as well throughout our free shipping promotion now through the 19th. Just a cute little guy to add a charm to any moment.
Yeah. Oh my God, right, Lynn? Shipping via portals. It'll be so easy. Just pop it in, pull it out. That'll be great.
Okay, I'm going back to more show and tell.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely. I think a lot of folks are just like traditionally familiar with the idea of like an Orgonite pyramid, right? I think we probably all are familiar with Carla's beautiful pyramids and her resin artworks.
We love Ascension Orgonite. We love you, Carla.
Yeah, I mean, clear shout out, like hello.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely been our inspiration. I mean, a lot of you probably are familiar with her and the folks over at Beyond Mystic, but.
These ones are a little bit smaller than the ones that Carla makes, but they still work great for.
I think she does have some of these sizes too. Yeah,
not like the big ones that we.
Yeah, not the big giant.
The big Wabammers. But yeah, we do use aluminum metals in these ones and in the warm colored pyramids. We have copper flakes in there, copper chips.
I love that one so much. Someone buy the pink one here. This one's so cute. I really love this one. It has rose quartz in it. Rhodonite.
Yep.
I love this one.
I think there might be pink amethyst.
There might be
I can't remember.
Pink amethyst too. Yeah. There's
materials are in the descriptions, of course.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, we did, everything was very like tonal and like chakra themed for this set of pyramids. And like Jake said, you know, we really just kind of went with these two themes of the crystals, which we know we all love, and then the flowers for our skulls.
Yeah, and as we've worked with the flowers more too, there's been some fun information popping in from different sources. I mean, Solrita, as many of you know, Solrita has been on the channel, and also we've collaborated a lot. Solrita talked about the stuff that Rudolf Steiner had said about flowers, and so we dug into that. It was really cool to see some of the same ideas that we were knowing and feeling intuitively about the flowers reflected in someone else's work and in their research. And so, it's been fun to create and really fun to be at this point of now sharing it with everyone and being able to spread the love, spread the beauty.
Yeah, I mean, not only are the flower ones like beautiful, but you know, any way that you would use like a flower essence for yourself, you can kind of think of the flower skull as this talisman that holds the energy of, you know, the vibrational energy of that plant material that we've chosen to put into it. And so it's really then something that you can invoke and bring into, you know, at whim. Like, especially in these winter months, I really enjoyed having the like somebody like this just hanging around, because it's like, oh, there is that vibrancy of spring, that brightness And so, yeah, I really like it was just this like harebrained idea that we had. I was like, well, what if we put that in? How would that go? And they ended up being some of our new favorite stuff that we're doing right now. So,
yeah. Oh, hello, Kyla. Good to see you. Happy New Year to you. And thank you. Thank you so much. Sending you love. And yeah, I definitely love that idea, Lynn. The challenge sometimes is finding a mold that looks good. I mean, there's a lot of molds out there, but not all of them look good, and not all of them like translate to being filled in this way either. Some molds are made for candles or made for other materials, and so when you make them clear like this, it's definitely there's an art to it. This isn't which I think is why we've stuck with the skulls, because we think they look sick, and then the pyramids, which are classic and look beautiful too.
We are starting, so this was like our first round of production that we're bringing to everyone. Behind the scenes, we're already starting on a couple new things that we'll be bringing out later this spring. Jake and I were custom asked to make some ashtrays for my sister's boyfriend, which that was really fun. We know that not everyone is a smoker though, right? That's not like our mainstay audience here. But it really got us into the idea of charging plates and different coasters or elements that you could set something on to charge water, to charge crystals, to charge like whatever. Just like another great altar item. Again, all of these things any flat surface in our house turns into an altar. I'm sure a lot of you are similar like that. So just more fun, beautiful things to enhance any flat surface in your house.
Indeed. Before we I just keep thinking about Pisces portals and wanting to talk about the creation aspect of it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like we've talked about this a decent amount. I mean, I bring it up often because it's definitely had a big impact on my life and the way that I move through the world.
Is it okay if I keep showing?
Absolutely, yeah. I love this one too. Just the light colors in it and all the white. Oh, it's so beautiful. Creation. So for us, I know that creation has been something that hasn't necessarily we had to kind of find it and figure out our rhythm and what worked for us. And I know Corbin has been a big influence on my life and doing things with your hands and crafting and creating and all of that. And so the resin, as we've found this ourselves, I mean, I'm pretty sure we've shared about this before, but the resin art is one of the things that came out of quitting cigarette smoking for us. And we spent some of our time that would have been spent going out for a cigarette break, doing things and creating things. And so it really is, I think, helpful in that way, spending your time in a positive way. But Pisces portals, I think that creation is really a portal for you to enter your best self. And it doesn't mean that you need to make something that you sell or that you even share with anyone. It can be literally just creation for yourself. But the act of creating, I mean, we talk about this often, right? We are creators. We are co-creators of the universe. And we are innately built to create in multiple levels, in multiple ways. And so I think part of this too is not only sharing our creations with the world, but also the hope is that this inspires others also to create, because really we started at ground zero with the resin crafts and resin art, and it's definitely been a bumpy road to get here, but the fulfillment and the pleasure and the and all of the benefits of creating, I think, are just something that I can't say enough about, because I've lived it. I've experienced this for myself. The little pink touches in the peony petals are just so good.
Well, that's bad design, my boo.
I know.
I always want to do a little third eye chakra moment when I do a white peony one.
I know. I'm trying to hide so that it picks you up. This camera is great, but it also is also great at keeping the focus on your face, even when you don't want it to. Whatever. so yeah, and as many of you probably know, Corbin and I are both Pisces, and the Pisces energy, I think, is integral to who we are. And so Pisces portals just felt like a very beautiful way to express this side of us and this side of what we're bringing to the world. And
yeah, I mean, everyone has that like creative element or vein inside of them that like needs to be expressed. I think in our spiritual journeys, we often talk about like reconnecting with your inner child or doing something like that. And I know that like this lane of creation, of crafting, of making really opens up those spaces of like imagination, or like just going beyond essentially. I mean, when we do this because it's pure joy, right? Like it's just fun. Now, don't get me wrong, it's like kind of tedious and like a little bit like messy. And I do describe this as like, if you're a Virgo, I think this is a great hobby for you. Because of like how finicky it can be. And we're both Pisces, so we kind of hate that part sometimes. There's so much cleaning. Oh my God, there's so much cleaning. However, we make some really beautiful things.
we do. And certainly there's like ways to do it that are like a little faster and quicker, but then you're throwing a bunch of stuff away, and we definitely do our best to like, not just burn through the plastic cups, because that's certainly a way you can do it. But anyway, find your creative outlet.
Creation is also this moment to like step into the portal though, right? Because whenever we step into creating, like we always start by, making that sacred space. I mean, it's not necessarily like ritual or anything, but it's very intentional. And so crafting and creation for us has really just become like another way of like tapping in or tuning into source. I mean, there's so many different like expressions that we are here to, I don't know, give and provide. And so, yeah, beauty is one of them for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And the imagination piece, I think, I mean, I know that I say this, I feel like a lot, but, we live in such a consumer culture, and it's just all about like taking in and consuming and using and more. And I think that that's by design in a lot of ways, because it keeps us out of that creation. I mean, when you're constantly consuming other people's things, or you're consuming and especially with all of the AI stuff, I mean, sure, there's good uses here, but there's also a bunch of crap that comes out of this, and you can get lost in like consuming empty things. And I think that switching into your imagination, switching into your creation is such a big part of like refining that balance in yourself and in how you move through the world. And I think the more that we each as individuals step into that creativity, it inspires those around us. I mean, just like we've talked about, people saying, oh my gosh, wow, look at what you guys have made. We had one family member at one point say something like, oh, wow, I didn't know you were such a good artist. And it's like, well, we practiced at it. We weren't the first time we did it, but like, as we've worked at it, as we've taken the time to develop these skills, you get better at things. And sure, there's some things that you can do and you still don't get better at. But most things, like you can make improvements in. Anyway, like Corbin said, though, I think the intention with creation, and it can be as simple as a coloring book or something like that, right? Or it can be as complicated as, an oil painting or something like that. But finding what works for you, I think, has been an important part of our spiritual journey, and I think a lot of people's spiritual journeys. Wanted to show you guys once more the Pisces portals here. Make sure you guys can see we do have that free shipping on Pisces portals orders through 1/19. So you got a couple weeks here,
2 weeks to go,
to utilize that offer. And you can find all of the stuff over here under the Pisces portals tabs. You can go to the home. If you click this explore all, it'll just pull up all of the items. So you can scroll through everything, or you can sort by type up here at the top. And so, yeah, Corbin did a great job at laying things out in a nice way, so you can hopefully find what you are looking for. And feel free to scroll through everything too, because there's definitely some gems in there. Pun intended.
Quite a labor of love, but I always, especially when I'm doing like digital work and stuff like that, I plan with Uranus, and it helps me to get things done. So.
And you guys can definitely check out more information about Orgonites and resin art and kind of our perspective and our take on all of this, because there's definitely a lot of opinions out there. I think especially with the term Orgonite, it can be charged in certain circles, and there's definitely opinions around what it is, what it isn't. As with lots of language, my personal opinion is like it's all made up anyway. So like what matters is your intention behind it. What matters is like the energy you put into something. The terminology matters a little less to me personally, and you might have a different opinion. But yeah. Let me pull that down. What else should we talk about, Corbin? I feel like, should we talk a little bit about how they're created? Because I feel like a lot of people don't know. Otherwise, I feel like we could talk for a whole half hour about creation too.
So in a big guy like this is a large floral skull. The resin, like we said, it is a little bit tedious. A piece like this takes us,
about at least a week.
Yeah, and that would be doing a round of pouring and putting flowers in every day for about a week. The resin must dry and cure overnight, so there's a limited amount that you can build or create at any time before you kind of have to come back and then continue building on the foundation that you've already built. And so, yeah, when I look at a piece kind of like this, we could imagine that this would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 different days
the floral is more. So with the crystals, we're able to pour a little thicker layers because they sit where they sit. They're heavier. The flowers just float. And so trying to get them layered in there in a way that doesn't look like you have, like rough layer, like very distinguished layers in there, it takes a lot more pours. And so with the floral large skulls, I would say those are closer to 10
or the
10 or 12
or even longer.
Yeah, because I really have to pour. I have to pour like just a very thin layer to be able to keep those flowers where I want, and I can vary it a little bit, pour a little bit thicker or a little bit thinner depending.
Right now you can really see the size difference between the large and the extra large. Especially from like front on, they have quite a different face to them.
I don't know if you guys can hear a cat.
So yeah, the big pieces are always really, really fun too, because we kind of go into this portal space where we don't know what's going to happen. And there's a lot of like trust and belief that's required. Just a lot of faith in what you're doing. And then we get to the end and we're like, ooh, let's unveil it. Let's open her up and see what she looks like. And usually, those are like great moments of like joy and ecstasy. Where we're like, sometimes there's a bubble, and that's divinely planned as well, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find.
The modality, like I said, the modality is pretty unforgiving because with the resin, you're working with a material that like begins as liquid and then turns into a solid when you combine it. And so it starts to solidify pretty much immediately, and depending on the temperature too, it can start to like set faster. And it definitely has taken some practice to figure out the best timing, how to work best with the resin to get what you want, especially working with the flowers. Having it warm is so necessary.
No, Jake, you're absolutely right about it. There's always this ticking time bomb from the moment that we start, because heat is a process in this, and the chemical reaction only goes for so long before you've kind of lost your moment of window to do anything about it. And so I'm a little smell sensitive, and I have days where I think it's not nearly as bad as being in a nail salon. But like from the resin and the alcohol that we use to clean up by the end. I'm usually like needing some fresh air.
Well, yeah, and depending on what resin you use, it can be more chemically. I mean, we definitely use a like safer or like less industrial epoxy. I mean, because there's definitely like the epoxy that they like put on boats and stuff like that, that's like super intense and very chemically. But yeah, if you are working with resin, crack a window or do it in a space with good air circulation, because don't need to mess around with that.
But we also like usually have like a candle burning or like incense, or again something we've already created the space in creating that moment for creation. Great. So yeah.
Well, yeah, absolutely, Jody. And there are moments where
this is a cool bubble one.
Yeah,
yes, thank you, Jody. So this was just like a single medium small crystal, but like we got this like cool like crown bubble going on that like reflects a little bit. It's a little bit hard with the
it looks like one of those little like cabochon like glass,
oh, there it is.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, my crown is lit up.
It kind of looks like a portal.
Yeah.
But yeah, depending on where the bubbles end up, they certainly can look fun, and especially on like the florals. Sometimes it looks like a little like, little bubbles of like dew water. So yeah, it certainly can be fun. Other times it's like just very like, here I am, I'm a bubble right in the middle of all the crystal clearness that you've got going on, and you're like, so close.
I talked about that like countdown timer because it is like actively solidifying, but Jake and I were always on what we call bubble patrol. After we're done like getting everything placed, we'll do a little bit cleanup, and then we'll come back and we'll look to see, got to take care of these bubbles, got to clean this up a little bit. So yeah, bubble patrol, we do as best as we can, but sometimes it is divinely planned where she needs a big one to do something.
Yeah, and it certainly can take extra time as well. I mean, the tedious aspect of this. But when you look at it, you don't necessarily see or understand. I mean, we were at a craft fair a couple months ago that we had shared about, and there was a lot of people who didn't have any idea. They were like, wait, is this glass? What is this? And they like didn't understand what resin was. And once we explained it to them, and they were like, what? That's crazy. Like it's definitely something that can be unassuming on the surface.
So a pyramid kind of like this, again, this would be at least 4 different days of pouring. We would have wrapped that crystal point and kind of gotten that submerged in one evening. And then the next day probably come back and have done the aluminum metals and place that beautiful metal sticker. And then the next day come through and added in all of the gemmies and the crystals. It looks like we got sodalite and apatite, and I see some kyanite back here. I even see some howlite in there. Jake did a really fun mix. And then a final pour to give it a nice base with some beautiful blue mica powder. So yeah, I mean, again, this would have taken us at least four evenings to do.
And the pyramids are a little more straightforward, which I like about the design. It's fun to make them. It takes a little bit more to Zulu girl, come say hello then to the camera. Come say hello to people. I don't know if you guys can hear Zulu. She's just screaming from the hallway. But yeah, I love this idea, Lynn. I don't know how we would execute it, but that's so much fun. Like I picture you pour like a really thick layer and you like stick a straw in and you like blow a bubble in when it's like kind of starting to solidify, and you like I kind of want to try this, Lynn. I don't know if that's really harebrained and crazy and it won't work, but I love that you can hear her loud and clear. She's got some pipes on her.
We call her Toot for a reason.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to grab one more thing and then we can kind of
wrap things up. Yeah, good call. Well, do you want to grab the really nice one, or?
I mean, it's tight quarters.
Oh, sure. Maybe small ice chips, and they melt to make. Oh, I wonder if there's a little more of like a scientific way rather than like a physical way of getting that to work. We'll see. I'm intrigued though, and I'm interested in like trying to make that work, because that could be fun, right? And that really would be like a portal. I feel like it'd be almost like a crystal ball. You know, you could like gaze into the bubble. What do I see in the bubble? You want to show it?
You can fill out our contact form.
Oh my God, yeah. We don't have any of these up on the website.
No, we don't have any of these up on the website. But, you know, Jake said, like, oh, yeah, there's molds for just about everything, whether it looks great or not, or, you know, whether it works for us or not. Well, we, you know, of course, we did pick up like a nice penis mold here that we've had a lot of fun working with these ones.
This was one of the first.
This was, yeah. Sometimes you don't make quite pretty stuff because you're focused on...
You're practicing. You're figuring out.
I don't know if we can put this on YouTube. Is that a problem? I don't know. We're at the end of the video.
Fine.
We're good.
Yeah, I think it's okay. Knew you'd love that, Lynn. Love that. Lynn and us, we have a matching crystal weenie.
Yeah.
It's great. But yeah, I mean, there's molds for everything. And if there is like a specific mold that you're interested in, like getting a custom piece, oh my God, we'd love to. That'd be so much fun. There will be a little extra cost, I think, associated with that, but we're always looking for new things to experiment with.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Lynn.
Yay. Well, head on over to Jake's site. We have a new section there for Pisces portals. Once again, we're offering free shipping in the US on all orders now through the 19th. So you got 2 weeks to go grab a new crystal skull or a new floral skull, those Orgonite pyramids. All of these are great for, I don't know, just throwing it on your altar or any sort of energy amplification. I'm dreaming about making a wand out of a crystal skull, like having it be, this is what we were talking about last night. So more to come on that, but feel free to use these friends however you see best fit.
Indeed. Yeah, definitely excited to be sharing this with y'all. If you guys have any questions, put them in the chat, put them in the comments. We're definitely happy to answer any like technical questions or non-technical questions or curiosities that you might have around the resin.
Otherwise, we will be back tomorrow for lunar reflections. We got that Cancer full moon. This has been
it's been one. It's been one.
So if you have any shares, if you have any stories or anything that's been bubbling up, bring them to the chat tomorrow. Be excited to hear what's been going on for everyone, as we've definitely already entered that portal. The energy's coming in strong, so excited to chat with all y'all about that tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Sending you guys love and hope that something called your name, and hope to see you over in Pisces portals. And Happy New Year, y'all. Happy New Year. Talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.